Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Our teacher for this week is Anita Moorjani. If you know Anita Moorjani's work at all, you know that her story is about having a near-death experience and surviving cancer. And today's message starts once again with that story, that part of the story. Celine, good morning. Maggie, good morning. Grania, good morning. Hello, beautiful humans. Awesome seeing you all here. Sunmarie, very good morning. Hello. Let's get right into today's story. Anita Moorjani's spiritual transformation starts while she is looking at her dying body on a hospital bed, while doctors are battling with her organs that are shutting down one after the other. Hey Craig, good afternoon, dude. Anthony, good morning. Charlene, a very good morning. Beatrix, good morning. Hello, happy, what is it? It is Thursday today, right? Yeah, happy Thursday morning to everyone. Anita realizes that she's never really loved this human who she sees lying on the hospital bed, and that her lack of compassion for this body, she's allowed more and more pressure to be piled on, with the expectation that she should take control and be responsible for everything in her world. She's given the choice of either stepping away from this tumor-riddled body or returning in a new way than before. The understanding that she comes to is that what this body needs to heal is to be loved and to surrender her iron grip on control. Within weeks, the tumors were all gone, and the tests couldn't find any more traces of cancer. Here are Anita's thoughts on what facilitated this miraculous healing. She says, I believe that the greatest truths of the universe don't lie outside in the study of the stars and the planets. They lie deep within us, in the magnificence of our heart, mind, and soul. Until we understand what is within, we can't understand what is without. Michelle, good morning. Awesome seeing you. Hello. She says, we are not these bodies. We are neither our accomplishments nor our possessions. We are all one with the source of all being, which is God. When I was willing to let go of what I wanted, I received what was truly mine. I have realized that the latter is always the greater gift. When I was willing to let go of what I wanted, I received what was truly mine. Letting go of attachment to any way of believing or thinking has made me feel more expanded and almost transparent, so that universal energy can just flow through me. I love how she says that becoming almost transparent, letting go of attachment to the point of becoming almost transparent is what allowed universal energy to just flow through her. She says, I am at my strongest when I am able to let go. When I suspended my beliefs as well as disbeliefs and leave myself open to all possibilities. That also seems to be when I'm able to experience the most internal clarity and synchronicities. My sense is that the very act of needing certainty is a hindrance to experiencing greater levels of awareness. In contrast, the process of letting go and releasing all attachment to any belief or outcome is cathartic and healing. The dichotomy of this is that for true healing to occur, I must let go of the need to be healed and just enjoy and trust in the ride that is life. I could feel my attachment to the scene receding as I began to realize that everything was perfect and going according to plan in the greater tapestry. Surrender, it can be a rather difficult concept to grapple with because our very human bodies have a deep desperation to survive. To this body, surrender can feel extremely threatening. Anita describes surrender as letting go of our need for certainty. That when we let go of certainty and just surrender, we are gifted with clarity. This is our journey today. Surrender. If you're ready, you can close your eyes and let's float away together. Starting with the first few big breaths. Take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and even drop your head. As you continue your own full body breathing, rising with every inhale and slowly folding with every exhale. We'll have a conversation about surrender. And let's approach it from the other side first, the opposite of surrender. What is the opposite of surrender? Would it sound something like fighting? I guess we could say the opposite of surrender would be fighting. And would it surprise you to know that in a state of fighting, your nervous system and your body would be in fight or flight? It really just makes obvious sense when you look at it this way, doesn't it? In the absence of surrender, we are fighting. If we are fighting, we are in fight or flight. Continue your full body breathing. Make sure to have a belly full of air as you rise. And let the belly full of air go as you fall. I want to remind you what happens in your body when you are in fight or flight. Your sympathetic nervous system ensures that when you are in survival mode, that everything you need for survival gets preferential treatment. Resources will be shuttled to the things that you need for survival. And in fight or flight, what are the things you need most if you're going to have to fight or run? And in a very simple way, they are your arms and legs. So your sympathetic nervous system makes sure that your extremities, your arms and legs, get most of the resources, more blood flow, in other words, more oxygen and more nutrients. And in this fight or flight space, what suffers and gets less of these nutrients is your internal organs, your digestion, your liver, even the heart that has to pump the blood everywhere doesn't get all the nutrients it needs. So if I have to fight or run right now, that makes sense. But if I live in a state of fighting or running perpetually, then I'm putting my body in a place where my systems are fighting one another for resources. The fight is not just focused on the external world, the fight is certainly inside. The only way we get our systems to cooperate instead of compete is to surrender. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left, forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. Lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as present as we possibly could be right now, we can now turn inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of this journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips in and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting, feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. but hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, draw that word closer again, surrender. What does it mean to you? Take your next big breath. In this journey, I love to use the analogy of water in a pond. So I want you to create the image, a visualization of you standing in a pond, about halfway, with the water halfway up your body, just over your hips. And I want to start this picture in a place that we could call a storm in your pond. Imagine that you have been splashing in this pond, arms flailing, legs kicking, stirring up mud and salt, and creating a very choppy surface in this pond. Can you see that image of a storm in the pond? Take your next big breath. In our lives, we tend to create the storm in our pond when we're not really being present, not really being aware, when we are reacting to the world from an unconscious place, reacting from old programming that lashes out perhaps too quickly. Have you had any recent experience with being reactive? saying the wrong thing too quickly, and feeling how the storm in your pond only gets worse. And if you don't have a recent example, can you remind yourself of when it has happened in the past? Take your next big breath. When we are overwhelmed with fear, then it is very hard to stop and take deep breaths before we act. When we're operating from a scared place, it's so normal to act before we think. And in your pond, if it's already stormy and you can't see the bottom and something touches your leg, what are the chances that you stop splashing? But the truth is, in the pond and in life, fear only calls to it more fear. Splashing only causes more murkiness. And splashing out of fear only ensures that we will splash out of fear some more. Take your next big breath. And while it's bad enough to not be able to see where to place your foot on the next tiny baby step, the worst part of the storm in your pond and in your life is the image you get when you try and look at yourself. When you look down at your reflection in the middle of the storm, you are met with this broken image. And in that space of fear, where you're trying to look at yourself, when you are met with this broken image, it's all too easy to believe that this is who I am. See, here's proof I am this broken thing. Right now, in this meditation, you can see that that's not true. You can see that what you get in the image might be a reflection of how you feel, but it's not the truth of who you are. That's what the storm distorts the image to be. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, have a conversation with yourself. Remind yourself that the next time you see your reflection in the middle of the storm, to not believe it as truth. Take your next big breath. There is an ancient wisdom that says in this regard we are very much like water. Without interference, water will always return to its natural state. And we are similar in that way. When the interference stops, when we lean into surrender, we will return to our natural state, which, just like the water, is calm. So imagine for a moment that you stop splashing in this pond. Actually, for a moment, completely get out of the pond. Sit on the side and just breathe. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, observe the water and see what happens. The quote that often goes along with that is, do you have the patience to wait for the water to settle? In this moment, answer that with a yes. I have the patience to wait for the water to settle. Take your next big breath. And now that both the water and you have returned to your natural state, lean down and take a look at your reflection again. In your natural state, the reflection is a lot more true to who you are. Don't let the next storm convince you that you're something you are not. You are not the broken image that you encounter in the middle of the storm. And you will remind yourself of that if the next storm hits. take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a long, slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel how softness enters and slips into every cell of your body. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. And I'll read to you one more time today's message from Anita Moorjani. She says, I believe that the greatest truths of the universe don't lie outside, not in the study of the stars and the planets. They lie deep within us, in the magnificence of our heart, mind, and soul. Until we understand what is within, we can't understand what is without. We are not these bodies. We're neither our accomplishments nor our possessions. We are all one with the source of all being, which is God. When I was willing to let go of what I wanted, I received what was truly mine. I realized that the latter is always the greater gift. Letting go of attachment to any way of believing or thinking has made me feel more expanded and almost transparent so that the universal energy can just flow through me. I am at my strongest when I am able to let go. When I suspend my beliefs as well as disbeliefs and leave myself open to all possibilities. That also seems to be when I'm able to experience the most internal clarity and synchronicities. My sense is that the very act of needing certainty is a hindrance to experiencing greater levels of awareness. In contrast, the process of letting go and releasing all attachments to any belief or outcome is cathartic and healing. The dichotomy is that for true healing to occur, I must let go of the need to be healed and just enjoy and trust in the ride that is life. I could feel my attachment to the scene receding as I began to realize that everything was perfect and going according to plan in the greater tapestry. An incredibly difficult thing to do in the moment that she's watching her cancer-riddled body lying there. To come to the realization that everything was perfect and going according to plan in the greater tapestry. We don't heal. Or, let me turn it around. We don't become whole after we have healed. We heal after we have become whole. And becoming whole necessitates that we let go of any need. Because in the presence of need, we suffer lack. And in the presence of lack, we are not whole. Perhaps our only work is to be whole, and healing will follow. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say your own. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for this beautiful message by Anita Moorjani. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for understanding that in the moment where I need nothing, I am whole. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the beautiful message in Anita's words. It said something like, I let go so completely that I became almost transparent, and universal energy could flow through me. I love that image. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to love this human. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for spending some time in the pond with us today. Michelle, good morning. I think I might have said good morning yet, but I see it now. Reynard, good morning. Happy you were able to pop in with us. I hope you had some time to sit with us for a while. Manuela, very good, I'm guessing good evening where you are, Manuela, I'm not sure. Great to see you. Thank you, Beatrix. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you, Serene. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Sunmarie. Thank you, Charlene. I'm trying to remember who else might be in the background. Maggie. Have an awesome day. Sometimes we find that place where we can be in complete surrender and create from that place and work hard from a place of surrender. And sometimes it feels as though that slips through our fingers. But we do get better at it. Let's start with surrender again. Have an awesome day. Ciao, ciao.